Hello students, I am going to teach signals and systems, and today we will discuss decimation and interpolation. We will discuss decimation and interpolation. To increase or decrease the sampling frequency of the discrete time signal. Decimation and interpolation, they are for to change the sampling rate, to change the sampling frequency. To change the sampling frequency or the sampling rate or the sampling rate of discrete time signal. If a discrete time signal is there and it is sampled at certain sampling frequency, and if you want to change it, because in many applications you need some different sampling frequency for recording, some different frequency for sampling frequency for applications, for transmission and etc. In many applications like in audio signal processing, speech signal processing, image processing, you need change of sampling frequency. In many applications it will be the requirement to change the sampling rate. So here we will discuss how to change the sampling frequency of discrete time signal. Here we will see how to increase the sampling frequency and how to decrease the sampling frequency. To increase sampling frequency and to decrease sampling frequency or sampling rate. So here today we will discuss decimation and interpolation. First of all we will see decimation. We will see one by one. We will see first of all decimation. Decimation is also called downsampling. Decimation is also called downsampling or sampling frequency compression. It is to decrease the sampling rate. To decrease the sampling rate of the discrete time signal. So I said that today we will discuss decimation and interpolation. So first we will see decimation. Decimation is also called downsampling because it is to decrease the sampling rate of the discrete time signal. It is also called sampling frequency compression or downsampler. So this is the decimation. What exactly it is? If the discrete time signal, whose sampling frequency is required to be decreased, let that signal is xn. If the discrete time signal whose sampling frequency, let us call its sampling frequency is omega s. Sampling frequency of xn is omega s. So it is given to us that the discrete time signal is xn and its sampling frequency or sampling rate is omega s, and we have to decrease the sampling frequency. But at this time we must note that we are going to decrease the sampling frequency. That means this xn must be oversampled. That means when we have sampled the signal, we must follow this omega s in the sampling to get xn from continuous time signal. We must have followed that omega s is more than twice omega n. Because if omega s is more than twice omega n, then there is a scope to decrease the sampling frequency without loss of information. that analysis we'll see with the frequency spectrum. That is, if omega s is more than the twice omega m, then that means complete spectrum has not been utilized and there is a scope of reduction in sampling frequency. But if omega s is equal to twice of omega m, this is just critical case, then there is no scope of reducing this sampling frequency. If you will decrease the sampling frequency in this case, then there will be loss of information and that will be aliasing. That means sampling frequency reduction is only possible if omega s is more than twice omega m. In such that means sampling frequency reduction means in a single second now we take less number of samples. If certain sampling frequency is there, for example, if sampling frequency is 10 Hz, that means what? In 1 second we are taking 10 samples. In 1 second we are taking 10 samples of continuous time signal. That is the meaning of sampling frequency. If you are decreasing to, for example, by a factor of 2, that means we are decreasing to 5. That means what? Now we are taking only 5 samples in a second. Instead of taking 10 samples, we are taking 5 samples. That is the meaning of decreasing the sampling frequency. That means we are taking less points of sample. That means there is a scope of loss of information. That means when we are doing this must be satisfied, or the critical case like this, then only there will be no loss of information. If the original signal is sampled exactly at the critical point like omega s will twice of omega m, then after this downsampling there will be loss of information. But if omega is more than twice omega m, then there is a scope of reduction of sampling frequency without aliasing, without loss of information. So that should be kept in mind. So we will keep that signal to be downsampled is xn, and xn is having sampling frequency, let us call omega s. Then let us call this decimated signal xd, xdn. For that xdn, we will write xdn as x at some integer multiple of n. That means it is a downsampler, like this is xn, and it is downsampled by a factor of n, and we are getting decimated signal xdn as xn. That means it will have the value at only when we can write this, let this value is m, then it is like xm, where m is integer multiple of n. Like that. This is the meaning of decimation. That means we will take all those sample of x which are having at the index of this m, which is 0 or n or twice n or minus n or minus twice n or so on. That means that integer multiple of n. That means what? This decimation means, like if you are taking xd 0, this is nothing but it is x 0. You are taking xd 1, that means what? It is at xn. xd 2, it is x twice n, and so on. For example, for a factor n is equal to 2, that means xd 0 is x 0, xd 1 is equal to x 2, xd 2 is equal to x 4. That is the meaning of decimation. That means we are taking all those values of x which are at integer multiple of this factor n. This is called this downsampling factor. This is a downsampling factor. This is called downsampling factor. So this downsampling is factor, for example, 2. Graphically you can see this. This meaning of this decimation, graphically you can see, like if this is x signal, xn, for example, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or at -1, -2, -3, -4. Here some signal value is, for example, 1. Here signal value is, for example, 2. Here signal value is, for example, 1. Here signal value is, for example, 0. Here signal value example 1.5. Similarly, here it is having value 1. Here it is having value 2. Here it is valuing, let us call it is 1. Here it is 0.5. What will be the decimated signal by a factor of 2? If downsampling factor is 2, let us take this example for downsampling factor 2. That means what by the value at 0, that will be at 0. What by the value at 1, that will be left behind and we will take the value this. That means what we are doing, this is n, this is the decimated signal xdn, then what this value is 1 here, then here it will be this value 1. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, 1, 2, -3, -1, -2, like that. What this value will be, whatever that value was at 0, it will be at 0, this value. So this value will be taken. Then at x2, this value will take. And this will be here. That value is again 1. We are leaving this value. Then what will x2? Value at x4. Again, this value we are leaving. What is value here? It will be whatever it was 4. That will be this value 1.5 and so on. Similarly, this value we are leaving. And what by -2? That value at -1. So this value will be 2. Similarly, this value will be leaving. And this value will be at, that is 0.5. It will be -4. Whatever value are at -4, it will be at -2. So this is the value at factor, the downsampling factor at 2. This is the decimated value. Similarly, you can see if the decimated value of by factor 3, then we will leave 1 and this will leave 1 and 2 and we will take the sample of at the value 3 and so on. So in any general value for a factor n, will leave those sample value up to 0 to n-1 and so on. This is the decimated value. Here what we are doing, we are leaving some samples. That means there is a scope. That means there is a scope of loss of information because we are leaving some samples. So there is a loss of information. That means if this is already sampled at larger value with twice omega m, this omega is the maximum frequency contained in the original continuous time signal, then it should be sampled at any frequency more than this. If it is sampled at this, then there is still scope of this downsampling. But if it is just sampled at omega is equal to twice omega m, then if we will downsample this, that means we leave certain samples, then there will be loss of information. That will be aliasing, that we will see in the frequency spectrum also. So this is the meaning of decimation. Now we will see frequency domain analysis. Frequency domain analysis of decimation. Frequency domain analysis of decimation. That is what we have seen, that x dn is x n n, or this as x m, where m is 0 plus minus n plus minus 2n and so on. then we'll find its Fourier transform. That means xd e to the power j omega, we'll find its Fourier transform. That Fourier transform will be that x n e to the power minus j omega n. The definition of that, but because it is defined only at integer multiple of n, so here that this will be only at, this summation is only over integer multiple of n, or we can write this as summation, this xm, okay, and this e to the power minus j omega. What this n I am writing as m, then this L will be, this n will be m upon n. That means this will be m upon n. It is like that. So this will be m minus infinity to infinity. So this will be the Fourier transform of this decimated signal xdn, or here it will be summation xm e to the power minus j omega. Let us write this omega dash, new frequency, and that is m, this m minus infinity to infinity, where omega dash is omega divided by n. That is what it is. This implies, if earlier was frequency omega s, then this new frequency omega s dash will be omega s divided by n. That means sampling frequency is reduced by a factor of n. That means sampling frequency or sampling rate is reduced by a factor of n. That is the meaning. The sampling frequency is reduced. This is also called sampling frequency compression or downsampling. We'll see its analysis. If the original signal while having the spectrum, let this x e to j omega, the band limited signal, let this omega m and this minus omega m to omega m, it is a band limited signal having maximum frequency omega m. So this is discrete time signal. This will be repeating. With a period of 2 pi. Whatever the spectrum was here, it will be same here. So this will be the spectrum of original signal x e to the power j omega. Okay, if this value is 1, this is the spectrum. Then what will be the spectrum for this downsample? Because omega dash is omega upon m, this indicates this spectrum will expand. Spectrum will expand on omega axis. That means let us take this factor n is equal to 2. We'll discuss for a factor n is equal to 2. If this is 2 pi, here it will be some pi. Here it is pi by 2. Similarly here it is pi. Here it is pi by 2. Minus pi by 2. This is minus 2 pi. So this is spectrum. Okay. Then let us this omega m is, just to understand that it is this omega m is pi by 4 and this is minus pi by 4. Just to understand. And it is by a factor of 2. Then what this spectrum will be? On this omega axis. decimated signal XD, and that will be, because it is omega, this is omega m pi by 4, this is pi by 2, and this is pi, this is 2 pi. Okay, so because this was the minus pi by 4, this was our original spectrum. Now it will expand by a factor of 2. That means this will be the spectrum, and this is. So this will be the spectrum for decimated signal XD e to the power j omega. This will be the spectrum for that. Similarly, this spectrum will also expand like that. Spectrum at this point will also expand like that. Okay. So if this sampling is such that if this is band limited and it is within this band minus pi by 2 to 2 pi by 2 for a factor of 2, then the downsampled spectrum will have no overlap. This downsampling spectrum will have no overlap. This is it. But what will be there if this is not band limited? That means minus pi by 4 to pi by 2. Maximum it can go up to here. Maximum it can go, if this is our original signal, if this is our original signal, okay, if this is our original signal, then after a factor of downsampling, what it will be, this is for dotted signals, it will be this. Okay. Similarly, this was pi, then it will be this. That means if the band limited signal is having this much frequency spectrum, then after downsampling we will have this spectrum. This is the critical case. That means this is the critical case when omega s is equal to twice omega n. That means complete band. It is using its complete band, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Complete pi band it is using in band limited. After a factor of 2, it will expand and it will use complete band minus pi, 2 pi, and now there is no scope because after that it has to repeat. The complete band is covered in this downsampling factor 2. That means if it is so, then what this will be? It will expand like this. That means if this is a signal such that it is having, this signal is having x e to the power j omega, and that is 0 for frequency equal or more than pi by 2. If this is so, the spectrum is such that beyond this pi by 2, and here the spectrum is having the 0 value in this range in the spectrum. That means there is a scope of this much spectrum. This spectrum is not fully utilized and there is a scope of expansion, and that's why we can reduce the sampling factor by a factor of 2. The spectrum will expand and there will not be any overlap. Okay, but still, if this signal is having this band limited but it is beyond pi by 2, then what will happen? There will be overlap. For example, if this signal is not satisfying this criteria, that means signal spectrum is beyond this, then this will be having after factor 2 like this. If signal spectrum is like this, then similarly this will expand, this will expand. So here there will be overlapping of spectrum. Then this spectrum will be like this, okay. So in this region there is an overlap of spectrum, overlap. That means what? If it is so, that means there is an overlap and we will observe aliasing. That means loss of information. Loss of information. It means when we are going to sample, when we are going to downsample a particular signal, that signal should have a spectrum with this condition. In general, we can write, in general, for a decimation factor, of n, signal xn should be band limited, signal xn should be band limited such that this x e to the power j omega should be 0 for omega this pi by n. If this condition be satisfied, that means signal is oversampled. When it was from continuous time to discrete time, signal is oversampled. That means omega is more than twice of omega n, and there is a scope of still a reduction of sampling rate. So we can reduce the sampling rate. That means if it is so, this spectrum is such that it is within this range, like this or like this or like this. That means it is within this range. That means for example, for a factor of 2, it is between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, so that it will expand with a factor of 2, then it can go maximum up to pi, up to minus pi and pi, and there will not be any overlap. But if it is not following this rule, that means it is not following this condition, then there will be overlap. It means what? It is not followed this condition, and that's why aliasing will be the observed, and there will be loss of information. When we are sampling when we are downsampling, that means when we are downsampling or decimation of a particular signal, discrete time signal xn, which is already sampled from continuous time signal, actually what it is or how it is done, when we are increasing or decreasing sampling rate, first of all the continuous time signal sampled at certain rate, let us call omega s, to get discrete time signal xn, then we reconstruct the signal from xn. We will reconstruct the signal from xn and then again sample at different sampling rate whatever we want, and at a factor of 2 or at a factor of 3, and we will observe decimation. So that is the meaning of decimation. In decimation, that is time domain analysis, and decimation frequency domain analysis. That is the meaning of decimation. Next we will see interpolation. Interpolation is just a reverse of decimation. Interpolation is just inverse of decimation. In decimation, what we are doing? We are reducing the sampling rate. But in interpolation, we are increasing the sampling rate. This is also called upsampling. It is also called upsampling, or also called sampling frequency expander. Sampling frequency expander. This is also called sampling frequency expander. Upsampling or sampling frequency expander. It is all this analysis like in time domain and in frequency domain, it will be exactly just opposite of the analysis of decimation, this analysis of interpolation. Let the discrete time signal, let this discrete time signal is xn, and having sampling rate omega s, and you want to increase the sampling rate, because here we are going to increase the sampling rate. Increasing means what? If sampling rate is omega s, or let us call sampling rate is 10 Hz, that means we are taking 10 samples in 1 second. Let us, we are increasing it by a factor of 2. That means what we are doing, we are taking sampling frequency as a 20 Hz. That means earlier we were taking in 1 second, earlier we were taking only 10 samples. Now we are taking in 1 second 20 samples. That means more number of samples we are collecting. That's why there is no scope of aliasing. Here we are increasing the sampling frequency. When sampling frequency is decreasing, then there is chance of aliasing if conditions are not satisfied. There will be chances of overlapping of spectrum. But when we are discussing interpolation, here we are increasing sampling frequency. More number of samples we are collecting in a second. And that's why there is no question of aliasing here. There is no scope of aliasing here. Let this is upsampler. The signal xn is going to be upsampled by a factor of, let us call n. Then this decimated signal, this amplifier, that means xi0 is value at x0, xi value 1, and that is because the fractional value of this is not allowed, and this value will take 0. This xi2, that is 2, let us call it is by a factor of 2, m is equal to 2. Then this value that was at 1, that will take, and so on, and so on. So this will see graphically, if this is discrete time signal xn, if this discrete time signal xn, for example, this is at 0 it is 1, at 1 it is 1, at 2 it is, let us call 2, this is 1, this is 2, at 3 it is, let us call 1, at 4 it is 1. Similarly, at -1, at -2, at -3, and so on. So let this at -1, its value is 1. At -2, its value is 2. Or at -3, its value is, let us call 0.5. So this is our xn signal. We are going to upsample it. We are going to increase the sampling rate here. That means interpolation. The meaning of interpolation here is, we are increasing number of samples. That means here this value is 1, 0, this value is 1. Whatever that at 1 is, this value will be 0, and this 1, this value will be 0, and here what it was 1. So at this value 2, it will be 1. See, between these two, one extra points we have interpolated. Even we can interpolate value, and this value 2, this value, then this 0, and this value whatever was at 2, that will be, it will be 0, that will be at here, and that value will be 2 at 4. Similarly this 5, 0, and this 6, that will be 1, and so on. Similarly here at -1, this value is 0, and this value will take at -2. That means this value is 1. Again -3, this value will take 0, extra point will take. That means 0. And this value will take at minus 4. That value is 2. Similarly, minus 5, 0. This is 5, 0. This is 6, and so on. This is the meaning. Here we are interpolating these intermediate points. Extra points we are here. Okay. That means we are so this is there. It means what? We are introducing extra point. That means we are increasing number of samples. Increased numbers of samples are there. This is the interpolation. In decimation, we are leaving certain samples, but here we are increasing number of samples. The sample points are increased. Its value was also interpolated. So this is the interpolation. The interpolation will have, in this case, we have taken the factor m is equal to 2. Similarly, we can discuss for m is equal to 3 or in general value of m. We can see its frequency analysis. Okay, now we'll see frequency domain analysis of interpolation. Frequency domain analysis of interpolation. Frequency domain analysis of interpolation. That means upsampler. Upsampler. Here we are increasing the sampling rate. We have defined this interpolated signal as x n upon m by a factor of this, by a factor of n. Its interpolation factor is that is interpolation factor as n. Okay, then we take the Fourier transform. What is Fourier transform will be xi e to the power j omega, and that will be summation this x n by m e to the power minus j omega n. That n is minus infinity to infinity. Now we'll put this value. N upon m is equal to m. This implies n is equal to m into m. That means this x e to the power j omega will become summation this x m minus infinity to infinity, and this e to the power minus j omega, and n will be m, and let us write this in bracket, this m. That means if this will be replaced by omega dash, that means this is m minus infinity to infinity, this x m e to the power minus j omega dash m. That means what? This omega dash, we have written omega dash is equal to omega m, because frequency is increased by a factor of omega. That means similarly sampling frequency omega s dash will be increased by a factor of m. This sampling frequency omega s will be increased by a factor of m. New frequency of this sampling rate is increased by this factor m. So this is interpolation or upsampling, where sampling rate is increased by a factor m. We can visualize its spectrum. Let this signal x e to the power j omega is a band limited omega m minus omega m. Similarly, this is at twice pi, it will be like this, and here at minus twice pi, it will be like this, because it has to be periodic with a period of 2 pi. Okay, let's just do some pi will be here. This pi will be here. Just to understand, let this omega m is pi by 2. It is minus pi by 2. Then if it is a interpolated by a factor of 2, then what the spectrum will be? The spectrum will be compressed by a factor of 2. This omega, this is x, I to the power j omega, and it will be compressed. Here it was at pi by 2, then this will point at come at pi by 4. Here it was at minus pi by 2, point will come at minus pi by 4. So this signal will be compressed to this. Similarly, it will be compressed to this, like this. The signal will be compressed by a factor 2. This is minus 2 pi. So you can see here, it is clear, that is because the spectrum is not expanding, spectrum is compressed. So there is no scope of overlap. There is no scope of overlap here. Overlap of spectrum in interpolation. There is no scope of overlap of spectrum in interpolation. That's why no aliasing. No aliasing at all. So this is the spectrum analysis of interpolation. That is, in this case, we have taken a factor of 2, similarly factor can take factor 3, factor 4, whatever the requirement is, but it depends. That means whatever factor you are taking, that will be its spectrum compression ratio. Here we have taken this spectrum compression ratio to factor 2, because in this case spectrum is going to be compressed. Spectrum is going to be compressed. That's why there is no scope of overlap and there is no aliasing effect at all in case of interpolation, because this is a upsampling. We are taking more samples in time domain. We are taking more samples. Already signal xn was sampled according to sampling theorem, and there we are no aliasing. And when we are now again upsampling, that means we are increasing number of samples. We are increasing number of samples. When number of samples will increase, then there is no scope of this aliasing, and because we are taking more number of samples. So this is the interpolation. So today we have discussed decimation and interpolation. Decimation is to reduce the sampling rate. Interpolation is to increase the sampling rate. In decimation, because sampling rate, sampling frequency is reduced, then we have to take care that when we are reducing, after reduction, still it should follow the sampling theorem so that no aliasing will be observed. But in interpolation, because we are increasing number of samples, we are increasing the sampling rate, there is no scope of, there is no problem of aliasing at all. So this is decimation and interpolation. We'll stop here. Thank you.